So most of us are having doubt whether what is the difference between the contract and agreement. So let me clear you and memorize you the entire topic. So what is an agreement? Agreement is the basic level stage that you can see in contract. And with the progress of the more formalities in an agreement, it results into a contract. Like we have, for example, a relationship between a boy and a girl. That girlfriend boyfriend concept, that is like your agreement. So you have dealings in between, you have promises, and each party makes certain promises and they make a promise to fulfill those promises. So that is the initial level stage. When they are very much serious about their relations, so they try to enter into a more formal state of promise, that is the contract. So it is just like the marriage. So the things are easy to quit in a agreement in the relationship of girlfriend boyfriend, but when you enter into a contract, the things becomes very serious. You can't just step away like this. You have a proper procedurals that you need to follow while you wanted to quit your relationship. So that is, I guess, the best example of an agreement and a contract. You wanted to end up your relationship, you can simply, by mutual understanding, went out of the relationship, you can quit. But when it comes to a contract in the marriage, you can't just leave away. By mutual consideration, you need to follow the filings and the entire legal process. So the law enters in between, that is the case of marriage, that is the contract. So marriage is also a contract. um, so that was the essence of this whole video, that you get to know the initial stage is the agreement, and the successive or the higher stage it reaches to is a contract. In the initial stages, you are free to enter, leave, no legal compulsions after all. But when you enters into a contract, a successive stage, then you need to follow the legal proceedings of the particular contract. In the primary concern of the agreement and the contract is, agreement has a wider scope than a contract. When it comes to agreement, then agreements are across, thousands of agreements are there, but those agreements, not every agreement becomes a contract, not every relationship comes out to be a marriage. So likewise, the scope of the contract is narrower than the agreements. If you just break up, or if you just don't fulfill your promises, nobody is going to say anything to you. It's just your conscience that matters. But in case of a contract, you need to follow the promises, else the suits of law will enters into it, and it will handle the affairs on your behalf. So you can't just go away like this. So that was the agreement and the contract. Agreement is the initial stage, contract is the successive stage. All agreements are not contract, but all contracts are going to be your agreement. You can reach the second stage only if you have the first stage cleared, like your exam. You can have the intermediate only if you have done the prelims, but all the prelims cannot go for qualified for the intermediate stage. So that was all about the agreement and contract. Hope you love this video and my example.